Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon, where we are looking at Swiss grey cheese of black and white, which, however, is a slight, ever so small issue. Now small, it certainly is, this coaster. At least in terms of its footprint on the terrain. But small are not the problems that we have with it. Now, to tell you the truth, I've been fiddling with this coaster for a good hour or so, and this is like the second time that I've been recording it, because it really took me, well, I don't think an hour, but 45 minutes to get this right, which I thought was worthless, so I loaded up the game once again. And yeah, we're going to redo this coaster, this time proper though, so that's gonna save you like 45 minutes of watching me trying to figure out where it goes wrong, only to ultimately, well, make the right decision after 45 minutes, and we are going to redo that proper right from the start. What I've done, basically, is, because I know what the results will be, the coaster will be too extreme. What I've done in the end is I've just chopped off a little bit of height. I know, it is an extreme measure, but the circumstances are quite extreme too. Let me see. I think, what we could do, I guess, is this. Then... we would still need to go over there, of course. Let me see for a moment here. Now, if we do it like this, and we still lift it, we could then, because right now we are at height 30, right? I believe right now... Yeah, alright, so what we would need to do is we would need to go straight here. We will then need to raise it a little bit. Go over here. Balls. How did I... I mean, it isn't that long ago that I did this, and already I might have forgotten slightly. I think I went over here like this. And then, right now we're at height 27. And then we raise the terrain slightly over here. And then, if we go down, yes, that's it. I believe that this was what I did to save this coaster, to make it better. I believe right now we will have a coaster that is far better in the ratings. I'm not entirely sure about it. What I do know is that we still need to give this a paint job. So at least the new sections need it. So there. A bit good old mixing up. And there, we've done that right now. And when we get the test result ratings, I believe what we should see is that the extremity of it has been taken off, and I believe that it should be just above 9 with the intensity, and also the excitement rating should be somewhere close to 8, if not, well, I hope more, of course. I mean, for me, the design of this coaster is already grand. Now all that we need is the ratings to follow. I believe I did it like this to make it good. Of course, this is completely without scenery, all by itself, so yeah, I have good hopes for this. However, we do start to get pathfinding issues with the staff. That's another thing that I've noticed. Some rides break down and it takes forever to get them fixed, which kind of made me think about, ooh, now, we should have the ratings. Yes, look at that. I don't know, the design is slightly different than what I did after 45 minutes, and the result is that the ratings are slightly lower, I think, both of them by like half a point, more or less. So, but I'm okay with it, you know. We are going to open this up, and I'm more than happy with this. Now, as far as this coaster, you know, this is now in operation. Let's do a quick rundown on the vandalism, if any, in the park. And also, you know, let's do a quick rundown on the pricing, if that needs adjusting. We can quickly find that out, and it seems that maybe Mr. McBox, who has 0 popularity, made us a lot of money, but right now, yeah, it's starting to go downhill pretty fast, like our mouse coaster is. Also, the Third Sons. Pretty worthless, look at that, only made us 800 bucks. We'll lower it to the more fair price of 30 cents, and that should be that. Which should leave pretty much all our rides, well, you know, well priced, and have the guests go on it, as if it was new, as if they like it. Now this ride though, I mean, in terms of looks, this is more than grand, but, no well. Now, we have 20 grands. The eggheads have not been sitting still either. If we take a look at the rides, look, we got a mine train coaster, and we have this, and that's pretty much it. We also have a circus show, so yeah, we've been getting rides. It's good. I'm gonna leave it at what they're researching right now, because the mine train coaster is pretty solid. Not for over here though. I mean, the mine train coaster over here, downright amazing, you know. And well, we could also build it over here. Could also work out very well, even over here, a little bit less so, but, you know, so the mine train coaster is definitely going to get built. It's just that, wow, as for right now, we have 20 grand. Now, I could build some rides over here, fill this up a little, but with 20 grand, I mean, we might as well just continue on with the coaster building and build another one right over here. I mean, why not, right? We have the money for it. We might as well make use of it. So that's what we're gonna do. And in this rock, if we zoom out, we can see that, well, there is one over here. There's also one over here. I think we have quite a bit of space for this one to go a little bit more wide, like this. And then just travel through here loads and loads of times. Well, that's at least the plan. It's going to be quite expensive. It's also going to be quite big. But it's going to be a surface coaster entirely. We might go into the underground, you know, other than in this rock, maybe a little bit. But I plan to keep this coaster above ground mainly, so there, having laid out the plans, let's see. Well, we do need to kind of get a path going like this, so why don't we start with extending that first, and then build the coaster, huh? I mean, the right order of things is important. There. Doesn't need to go that far, you know, it's only gonna create pathing. Well, actually, it wouldn't be so bad to at least have this travel all the way up here. No, maybe a little bit further there. Right, then we need the benches. Also, we'll close that down. I mean, that blinking path tile might have some guests, you know, just wandering off the path and getting lost in the desert. We all know that guests do not respect the park boundaries. So severe danger there. Now, having built this, let's quickly get a handy dude there. Oh, and also, you know what? Because we're making money by the, I was about to say by the millions, but by the thousands, we're gonna get ourselves a few security guards. It's not really that we need it for the vandalism. I mean, we don't have any. But what we are gonna do is we're also gonna drop a bunch of entertainers here. I know we have one patrolling a very long queue. I think that another 3 entertainers would do. It's not like, well, you know, they really add anything other than long queue tie, you know, long queues to, well, make them more bearable, should I say, but yeah, well. Now, okay, we have this, and I think that this will be the next big ride. It's not gonna be a prefab, oh no. We are going to build this right over... I don't want it over there, actually. We're gonna build this... Like, if we build it over here, we can then later on hook up plenty more stuff. It's... I mean, it's not ideal to, you know, have this go through, you know, have the station go through the rock. I mean, after all, we do want to utilize this to, you know, to up the ratings and just pierce through it, but it is what it is. Now, I believe that this coaster can do this. I don't know how high it will go though. It's certainly, I mean, how high does it go? Alright, yeah, that's plenty high actually. We don't need it to go that much higher. It does not have large loops, only has fancy corkscrews. Ooh, our money though, that's going down the drain pretty rapidly. We'll have this as a drop for now. And as you can see, that's not even that deep. I've discovered a thing, you know, with this coaster, and that is that steep drops are not always that good. Okay, so if we don't bank that, and then go like this, no. Okay. So if I then go like this, perhaps? I mean, this is from height 28, right? So we should not have that much trouble going through here. In fact, you know, from height 28, I think that if we go up here and we then go to, well, height 22, which means that I could even go somewhat higher, I feel. Like this, you know, to height 25, which means that the speed on it will be like really, really low. We could then have another drop like this. And we should, if my theory is correct, resurface right over there, which we do. That's interesting. We'll do... I thought we would do that. We can do a half loop, of course. How cool would it be to do an underground corkscrew over there? Very, but that's not gonna happen. I know that, and you know it. Height 23. And then we'll do another tight turn. And then another drop like this. Right, the speed on it is gonna be massive. It's gonna be bonkers. We'll go straight all the way like this. Oh man, look at the money, you know, just... Oh, this is turning expensive. I wonder if I were to do a corkscrew. Nah, I don't know, it doesn't really have my fancy, to be honest. What does have my fancy though is to get ourselves aligned to the rock. And then do a drop. And then go up. Now if I do a half loop, I said half loop, that has us go to height 22. That seems solid, and solid enough at least. Then we will go down. Let's go down a little bit more to height 9. And then we can go up here. This is interesting, because I usually don't really design these coasters like this. I mean, I'm not really familiar with how this, is supposed to be done, designing a coaster in this fashion. We'll go with a tight turn over here. Also, what we're gonna do here, that might be useful, is build those, just so that we don't make it impossible for ourselves to get back later on, That will be kind of awkward, yes. Very awkward, in fact. Right. Then up. And then, if we were to go up to, say, height 19, we would all of a sudden approach this in a very wide curve. Hey presto, we are looking at some very interesting track designs over here now, aren't we? And then, I kind of would like to... I don't know if I can really from this angle. I mean, what I would love to is to go through here like this once more. So what we'll do is we'll just go diagonal. We don't have any diagonal pieces in our coaster as of yet. And then I guess we'll just have to drop down like this. Right now we're at height 10. I don't know, is this possible? I mean, I don't see this not being possible. Yeah, we might run into an issue there. Yeah, might. Just saying. Now we have of course made quite some length. So if I do a half loop right now, we get to height 19. I don't know at what speed we'll be doing that. I could always insert a brake. I don't intend to. What I could do though is do a to the other side. I wouldn't mind going through here though, because that is of course the end goal. That would be a different story. I mean, the other thing is that we could build just a regular loop like that. I like the corkscrew idea a lot better though. So that way we'll have at least one of those track pieces in there. Now we'll just do a gentle drop like that, and then have it go up to say height 18. Do a sharp curve. And then an S-bend, perhaps, to the other side? Does that... Oh, no, never mind. That ain't gonna happen. Not like that. You know what we could do, of course, and that is quite simple. We could just S-bend it right over there. No, we could not. If I go straight... No, we still could not. If I were to bank this, no. There is always the roller coaster in the way. And I see why now. Yes. Yeah, the game wasn't lying when it said that the roller coaster was in the way. It really is, indeed, in the way. Now, if we do it like this, and then an S-bend, and then, well, I guess we would need like a drop down, and then going up to... Nah, that's way too convoluted, man. What I want, really, is for this thing, to go around and then go through here after a drop. But I don't think that's gonna happen, really. So instead, what we'll do... we'll just have this go over here, go up, like this. And now we should... Yeah, we're still at... Now this makes it a whole lot easier to do that. or not? I mean, do I still want to do that? That's the question, really. But do it like this. We'll end up above the path. I could have a steep drop. Well, let's do another steep drop piece. Fine, the footpath is in the way. We don't need that section there. We might as well remove it then. We'll go up like this. Now that is the lineup that we want for our section. So we'll just have it gently. Yeah, I guess we could go down a little bit further. No steep drops. You don't always want steep drops in there. And then it says, no, roller coaster in the way. So if I were to remove one piece, then it works. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so now I'm looking at our money and I see that perhaps now would be the time to return this to the station. You know, just saying that now we might have an opportunity. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add an on-road photo, or a brake section. Then another section. Then it's gonna be a... Wait, what? How are we partially underground? Oh, no, like that. No, I see right now. Okay, not like this though. Now that would almost lead us right back to where we want to be. There, done. Wow, what a coaster. It goes also through these rocks quite often. By the way, yeah, we only have the stand-up coaster train. Fine. I mean, if that's all that we have, fine. Now, this is of course the more interesting bit, as I'm not really good at designing these coasters, so it could very well be, once again, another one that's way too extreme. We are gonna charge $7 though. You know, it's a good chance that it won't be worth $7. But in any case, you guys report back to me with the test results. Those speeds, man. And then all the way like that. Now this is how that should be done, you know. And then down like that. That could be a little bit slower. I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced about how we handle the G's overall. It both could be done a little bit slower. Same for that. That ain't good, man. Oh man, the lateral G's are gonna be killer over here. They're actually well below 3 everywhere. Yeah, actually, lateral G's aren't that high. How are the vertical G's though? Yikes. Yikes. Actually, it could be worse, I guess. Highest I've seen is a spike of like 3.5. I guess it could be worse. Ooh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Now $7 is a slight bit overpriced. But that ain't bad. I mean, I've made plenty worse. So, there. We will open this up to the masses. And glad we did. I mean, that's a rather oh, no. No. Game. Yes. Yes. Like this. And then... there. I mean, we don't need such a long queue. But I'm quite proud of myself here. I mean, that coaster qualifies for the... you know, for the park goals. And what I think is pretty cool is that this coaster, you know, it's quite big. we can do plenty of cool stuff with other coasters over here. That's what I quite like. And this one also got like a 10, point 10 in the ratings, you know. Also, this one goes through its own loops, and that's what I think is also pretty solid. So all in all, this coaster is rather nice. Now, we will call this the Lannister Legacy. Oh yeah. Pretty solid name, and of course, because this is a Lannister Legacy, there is a certain coloring that we need for this coaster. There, the Lannister Legacy, as far as I know, has these colors. Maybe a little bit more gold-like. Same for these, you know, they should also be golden and white. There. This looks pretty Lannister Legacy-esque to me. All that we really need to give this to is a safety mechanic. I don't want to know what happens when this crashes, really. Does that trap you on the square? Yeah, I guess it does. Oh. Alright, and you instantly also inspect the Lannister Legacy. That's pretty good, actually. I didn't know that they could inspect it from the... I thought they had to go through the entrance over there. Turns out they don't have to. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. I'm actually... Well, you know, of course, this isn't the best when it comes to ratings. If you compare it to this, which is pretty much almost grand on its own. Almost, not entirely. This coaster is kind of... It's a bit more on its own, and it's somewhat uses the rocks, but other than that, it's kind of okay. What I do feel, though, is that this middle area is kind of barren of pretty much anything. We need to fill that up, but we're going to do that next time, when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.